So today I have a book talk on The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. This is the fourth book in his Heroes of Olympus series, and if you haven't read it, leave now because you will be spoiled and you do not want to be spoiled. Trust me, I speak from experience. So bye non-spoilery people! So this time around I actually wrote notes. See, this is a big deal for me because usually I only write notes after I've read the book and I'm watching other people's reviews, and basically my reviews are just a little bit stolen out of other people's reviews and then my occasional own comment if I manage to think of anything, which I guess isn't really great. So I actually wrote like 8 pages of notes in lots of different colours. One of the biggest reveals for me in this book, Percy can use his Riptide as an actual pen, like writing utensil, like put the cap on the... How had he never done that before? It blew my mind still blown. Frank killing all those cow monsters in Venice was just the best. I love how they went to Venice because I've been to Venice twice, and I love it when a book is set somewhere that you've been and you sort of like recognise everything. So anyway, Nico was like really impressed. He's like, oh god, there must have been like 6 or 7 monsters. And then Frank was like, no, it killed them all, about 200 of them. And they were just like, oh okay. So it reminded me of Klaus killing all those 12 hybrids. Is that a spoiler? To be honest, on the grand scale of everything that happens in that show, it's really pretty insignificant. So it had very much a nothing left to lose feel to it, that killing scene, and it was sort of like, if Hazel dies, then what have I got left, just so I might as well. Percy kissed Annabeth. You may think that's not like a massive deal, like they kiss all the time, what are you going on about, Freya? Well, I think you'll find they don't. In Mark of Athena, it was kind of bugging me. Annabeth kisses Percy all the time. Percy didn't once kiss Annabeth, not once. And in this book, kissed Annabeth, he kissed Annabeth. It was the scene, they'd just met Bob and she was about to go to sleep and he was going to take watch. And he kissed her. And I did get the feel that Percy was sort of being really there for Annabeth this time, because usually it's Annabeth there for Percy, if you know what I mean. And you know, like squeezing her hand occasionally to cheer her up, then putting her arms around her after a traumatic experience. I did really get that feel in this book, and I love that because Percy would be the best boyfriend. The best. Jason got a bit more interesting in this book, which was lovely. I love the line, he'd joined the 5th cohort because everyone told him not to. They'd warned him it was the worst unit. Fine, I'll make it the best. I was just like, every so often he just has that one line and he's just like, yes, I like you, I'm gonna keep you. And then he just ruins it all by getting knocked out in the middle of a fight. At the start of a fight. Nico de Flippin' Angelo. Did you know that Angelo means angel? I think that's a very fitting description. I love Nico. I love Nico. I say this every video that I love Nico. So he doesn't like people touching him. Oh my god, we have so much in common. And he's like, and he goes to the top of the ship to be alone. It's like, that's exactly the kind of thing I would do. And just like Nico, practically the same person. I'm this really weird mix of Annabeth Chase and Nico D'Angelo, because sometimes I'm just like, I think I might be Annabeth, and then sometimes I'm just reading, I'm like, I think I'm Nico. Like, I swear, it's, oh, so weird. I think I've got like a split personality, because sometimes I'm like really fast talking and confident like Annabeth, and then sometimes I'm just like, don't go anywhere near me, like Nico. But Nico sounds really attractive as well. But I can't imagine him as like an actor or anything. The only pictures of Nico that I've seen that I like are all drawings. And they're all black and white. I don't like the coloured drawings of him. I imagine Nico in black and white. Leo and Calypso. I knew it. I knew the raft would only appear when she fell in love with him. As soon as that raft didn't appear, I was like, only when you fall in love with him, mate. So him denying that he liked her, just a line was, she was wearing red today, Leo's favourite colour. That was completely irrelevant. She looked really good in red. Also irrelevant. Leo couldn't help thinking there was nothing hotter than a gal who didn't mind getting her hands dirty. But of course that was just a general comment. Didn't apply to Calypso, obviously. The relationship was very Beatrice and Benedict. The kiss was adorable. I can't believe Leo had never been kissed before. He's adorable. And then he swore on the river frickin' Styx. Like, oh my god. You have to go back now. There are things worse than death, Leo. Things worse than death. So, do you even know what that means? Oh, and when Leo asked Calypso to make the fireproof pouch for Frank, I was just like, that's the sweetest thing anyone has ever done. And it's fictional. Yeah, I think I like Leo and Calypso. I think I do. I didn't think I would. I thought I'd hate it, but I do like them together. So, although I liked Frank controlling the dead guys in the end battle, I would have really liked Raina to show up. Raina. The dead guys wouldn't answer to Nico. I'm like, excuse me, he's the Ghost King. You're dead. Like, I was personally offended when they didn't answer to Nico. Oh my god, there was a line when they were, I think it was when they were fighting Tartarus, and Percy said, well, sorry, Annabeth said, except her voice wouldn't work. She couldn't even close her mouth. For all she knew, she was drooling as much as Percy did in his sleep. Why has no one else mentioned that line? We had a Percy drooling in his sleep reference. So how did you imagine the doors of death? Because I was thinking like massive solid oak doors and some like just sitting in grease, like, you know, chilling. And then they'd have to like open them from one side and then someone would have to like run in and they'd have to close them from both sides like that in order for them to stay closed. And maybe there's like a bolt. Yeah, a bolt keeping the doors of death closed. And they'd have to close it on both sides. Not a lift, and you had to hold a button for 12 minutes while they went up. That was not what I was expecting at all, but it works, it works. And Percy was trying to be all heroic, even though Annabeth had said to him in an earlier scene, just before he kissed her, don't be the hero. First rule of Zombieland, don't be the hero. So I was like, please Percy, you've saved her so many times, you've saved so many people so many times, you're already the hero. This is the one thing you don't need to do. I absolutely adored that picnic scene at the end. I love it when you have like a gang all together and just being happy and like reminiscing and remembering all like the bad things, but like in sort of like a happy sad way, like reminiscing. And oh, they do this every so often on the Vampire Diaries and it's just the best. I love those scenes. You can just imagine the music that would go with it. Then all the ghosts come along and so like, oh, tell him I love him, and oh. So Nico is going with Raina and the Athena Parthenos to Camp Half-Blood, which is really exciting. I wonder if we'll get to see that journey at all, or will we just sort of see it in visions like the Roman attack on Camp Half-Blood? Oh my god, is poor Raina gonna fall in love with Nico too? I feel like she will. She just falls in love with people that can't love her back. She's like a sadder version of Calypso. I don't want to talk too much about Blood of Olympus because I'm going to do a predictions video hopefully tomorrow if I have time after school. So I haven't talked all that much about Percy and Annabeth in Tartarus. Tartarus. How do you pronounce it? Tartarus. I'm probably better pronouncing it in my normal accent. Tartarus. So I thought Bob and Small Bob were just great, and throwbacks to PGO were the best. So we had Bob and Small Bob, we had Ian Pusai, Clarice was mentioned a couple of times, and I love that because I love Clarice. Grover and Rachel were mentioned. Calypso, I was hoping to see the Minotaur, but I suppose he got his comeback in The Last Olympian, and he probably hasn't reformed yet. When they went to that friendly giant's house, and they were in like the giant bed together, not like sleeping together, because this is a children's book, as I have to remind myself quite often, like, why aren't they doing, oh, it's a children's book. So Annabeth and Percy are opening the doors, and Percy's trying to stay behind, and Annabeth's like, not a chance, mate, you said we'd be together always and forever. So many TVD references. And then they're like trying really hard to keep the doors closed, and then when the 12 minutes are out, they just sort of like collapse out of the lift, and even though they're unconscious, it's such a relief. So that's pretty much everything I have to say at the moment. So yeah, that's all for today. I'll see you next time with a Blood of Olympus predictions video. Hopefully my Camp Half-Blood t-shirt will have arrived by then. I highly doubt it though, because it's coming all the way from America. Why am I singing? Bye bye!